Hello and welcome to African Farming. Today we're going to be talking about a subject which is often a stumbling block for many farmers, and that is financing and credit. To help me unpack this is Praveen Dwarika from Lemang Agricultural Services. Praveen, welcome back.
Thanks very much. Always great seeing you, Tavi.
Praveen, you've said that financing is like a double-edged sword. Why?
So from our perspective, we want to grant as much credit as we possibly can to assist farmers and develop the sector. However, it's a fine line that we've got to understand that we're playing with somebody else's money. Because remember, the money that we lend out is regulated by the national credit regulator. So we've got to understand that we've got to play within the rules, or else it's irresponsible lending, and both us and the farmers can be in serious trouble because of that. So it's very important for us to play by the rule book, and in order to be able to do that, there are specific guidelines that we've got to follow. And it's important for farmers to also understand that it's not always easy for us to say no, but at times we unfortunately do have to say no to credit, and that's why I say it is the double-edged sword, because we want to do it, but sometimes our hands are tied and we're not able to do it.
Now, a lot of farmers unfortunately do not get financial assistance. Why is this?
For various reasons, Tavi. It's important, like I said earlier, to understand that credit comes with a lot of responsibility. If I'm going to lend you money, I need to have the comfort of knowing that that money is going to good productive use, and it's going to put you in a position to be able to repay that money. Because that's the key thing, right? It's credit. So if I lend you the money on certain terms, you've got to at some point in time pay me back that money. So I've got to have the comfort of knowing that your farming operation that I am supporting financially will have the ability to repay me that money. So from a Lemang and an AFGRI point of view, we're always sensitive about how we deal with this. Where do we strike that balance between, if an entity needs financing, how best can we customized packages to support that, where we put the farmer in a position where they are empowered enough to grow their business, but also empowered enough to be able to repay us at the end of that financing cycle.
Now, if I'm a farmer and I'm going to seek financial assistance, what do I need to do? Is there a checklist that I should have?
Yeah. So we like to see your farm plan, your business plan, and that always motivates us to get a deep understanding of what your farming operation is all about. And we've spoken many times on various forums about the business plan, and again it comes into play. So it's a critical piece of documentation that you've got to have, and we're happy to assist in compiling that business plan. And as part of that is your financial statements of your farm for an existing operation, of course. How are your finances managed? We need to be able to see that translated into a proper set of financial statements where we can see your assets, we can see your liabilities. And brings me to the next point. It's very important to disclose all of your assets and all of your liabilities on your financial statements for us to be able to see. That gives us a good understanding of what the farm operation looks like, but it also speaks to the integrity of the farmer, which is important. And then we also go and check your asset financing, for example. If you've already got financing on your farm, is the type of financing that you have aligned with the type of asset that you financed? For example, you're not using long-term liabilities to finance short-term requirements, or vice versa. It's even more painful to see, long-term assets financed with short-term funding. That can really break a business. So we go through that to make sure that's done. We also check that your tax affairs, for example, are in order, to make sure that there are no outstanding liabilities, etc. So these are the various steps that we need to follow. But a lot of attention is placed on the farmer themselves. We need to understand. We often refer to that person as the jockey. Does that person have a firm understanding of what that business is all about? But also, do we trust that person enough to know that our money is in good hands, going into productive use in growing that business operation?
Now, for those who are unable to get financial assistance from banks and other financial institutions, what other options lies there for them?
So we have a lot of development financial institutions in South Africa, and it's always encouraging to see the bigger and more prominent role they're starting to play. There's obviously grant funding also that comes either from the government or from certain philanthropic organizations in Africa and in South Africa that do a lot of grant funding. So there are always those options available. And when it comes to having those discussions, not always easy for a small farmer to access those institutions. We're more than happy to facilitate those discussions, to come in as Lemang, open doors for farmers. Where we can assist in providing the funding, we'll gladly do so, but where not, where we need to bring in an element of grant funding or solely grant funding for an operation, we're happy to go and initiate those discussions with those organizations to be able to do that.
So basically you're saying there is always a solution.
There is always a solution. We've just got to find the right way of approaching that solution.
Thank you so much for your time, Praveen.
You're very welcome, Tori.
And to you, the viewer, thank you for watching African Farming. And remember, we farm better together.
Get the necessary cover for you and your family in the event of unforeseen misfortune. The African Farming Protector Plan offers you comprehensive funeral cover for your entire family plus extended family at an affordable cost. Our product also offers benefits such as monthly discounts on groceries, discounted bus tickets, ambulance services, and trauma and assault assistance, to name a few. For more information on the African Farming Comprehensive Funeral Plan, SMS African Farming to 45269 and get the peace of mind you deserve.